Hello everyone. I figured since I just bought all these Candy 2.0 paints from Createx, I would start a little segment that I would like to call "It Was So Cool It Should Have Been a Redline." So I have this really cool 67 Chevelle here, which is a beautiful casting. Can't say that much for the tampos on this one. I don't know what Hot Wheels is thinking anymore. They've just ruined everything as far as the tampos go on the main lines. But we're going to turn this one into a fake red line. And instead of doing the Spectre Flame, I want to try some of these candy colors because I've seen Diecast Resurrection use some of those on red lines, shooting the silver base, the quicksilver chrome, and then shooting the candy over it. And they look beautiful. So I'm going to do some of these newer Hot Wheels that I think should have been red lines and make some fake red lines out of them. So stay tuned. This will be a lot of fun. Okay, here we are with all our Chevelle parts. Standard modern style interior with your two spots that hold the wheels. That's actually kind of nice. But the blue's not working for me, so whatever color we'll paint that. Nice clean window, nice sturdy clean window, fits right in there. Base has got, like I said, all I did was pry in there and just open those little tabs to open up where those were, and you just got your basic generic Hot Wheels wheels. Nothing more, nothing less. So we are going to turn this thing into a red line, and I have a set of capped fronts here. See what that looks like. Put this in here. At least get an idea. That looks pretty damn cool if you ask me. Now I have a set of push-on fatties for the rear, but we don't have an axle. What I'm going to have to do is make one. I've done this in the past. I have this old Diora that I've got in this condition. I don't know what they were trying to do. Maybe make I have no clue. But I have two nylon bushings here. For right now, I'm going to use these. What I'm going to do is when I get a chance to go to the hobby shop, I'm going to find some kind of bushing or pipe or something, whether it's metal or styrene or plastic, or even if I can find nylon piping, tubing, and start making some of these bushings. All I need is something to fit inside of here and push on, just like those do. So I can mount red lines to almost anything. So what we're going to do is we're going to take some piano wire and drill those little nylon bushings out a little bit, stick these on the back. I already got the body tapped and screwed to put back together, but that's actually pretty cool. But we'll definitely have to, this thing is going to look awesome when I'm done with it. It's going to be a quick and easy project. So let's take this over to the stripper table. Alrighty, here we are at the stripper table. Let's go ahead and dump this baby in there. Let's see what we have. Okay, let's let the magic do. Watch it do its magic. Should do it right before our eyes. That's what I'm guessing. So, wasn't a bad pearl paint job. Just the tampos were stupid. When they first brought this casting out, they were doing nice stuff with it, just doing traditional colors and throwing, maybe a rally stripe down the side of it or something, but it was looking really, really cool. I got a couple. I think I got one that's in gold, and it's got some nice detail on it. And then I have, I think, one in maroon. Both nice, both very nicely done. And I guess after they do a couple good ones, then they have to screw everything up anymore. These mainline, This one's probably, even this one's probably a couple years old, I would imagine. But the main lines are just getting really, really ridiculous. Takes the fun out of collecting these things. It's great for customizing. Don't doubt me there. Don't doubt me there. But some of the stuff that some of the designers, they all just fire the whole bunch at Hot Wheels, because some of the stuff that they're bringing out, I mean, it's just garbage. I never thought I'd see the day that Matchbox comes back and has better stuff than Hot Wheels does, even though they're owned by the same company. The Matchbox stuff, a lot of the Matchbox stuff is looking a lot better than the stuff that Hot Wheels puts out. So let's go ahead and strip this off. Done quick as that. Got my brush. Quick as that, there it is. 99% strip. I'll meet you back over at work. Okay, here we are with a nice clean 67 Chevelle body, ready for some paint. We're going to shoot it with the Auto Air Black, and then we're going to, this is going to be kind of a hybrid. It's going to be a mixture of a couple things. We are going to use Quicksilver Chrome number 40014 instead of our zinc plating. I want to see what that looks like. And then we're going to shoot some Spectracolor Orange from the Redline shop over top the Quicksilver Chrome, which should give you that luster effect. And orange with a magic black vinyl top. I think that that'll look pretty cool with a set of red lines on this car. It'll look something like one that should have been made back in 1968. So let's go over here and throw some paint down, and we'll be back to see how that turns out. Stay tuned. Okay, and we're back. Since we will be retrofitting red lines to our 67 Chevelle, I had these capped new old stock one hubs and axles, and I just put brand new deep dish red lines capped wheels from Bright Vision, and I had these bigger ones which match the ones that are on the back, but they are push on with the nylon bushings. Now I have this one we talked about earlier, this Diora. And what I did, instead of having to break this thing apart, which probably doesn't really matter, I got this styrene stock from the local hobby town. It is this right here, 1/8 inch by 3.2 millimeter something tubing, whatever the hell that is. It's made by Plastistruct. And that's what I'm going to use from nylon bushings all for the rest of the time. And then I got some of this piano wire there too, Precision Metals stock number 502047 music wire. And I just cut a piece of that off, and I'm going to figure out how to probably put it in a vise and try to smack the end of it with a hammer and see if I can put enough of a dimple on it to hold that nylon bushing on there, and then we'll just fit it right in the axle. So stay tuned, let's see how that works. And I'm also going to, since we went with Hugger Orange or Spectraflame Orange, that interior needs to be black, so we will be working on that as well. So stay tuned. And we are back with all our bits and pieces to our so cool it should have been a red line project here. I just used some tire wash actually and put it in the grill here just to give it a little bit of black accents in the back. It's not very, it's just subtle enough. It just took some of the brightness away, and we darkened in the back, put some taillights in it. Just simple stuff, just like if it were a redline. And here's the beautiful body. It's kind of like a, what I like to call a hybrid paint job. We use, instead of using the zinc plater, I just use some quicksilver chrome from Createx Auto Air, and we shot the Spectre Flame over it. And without all this dirt, you can see it gives it a nice shimmer. It's not quite Spectre Flame, but for doing this, it's okay. The only details I did were the door handles. I'm not getting crazy with all the window trim or anything, because Hot Wheels probably wouldn't have done it, even done the door handles. But like I say, since we're trying to make it look like a red line, I just left it alone. My rear axles did not work as planned like I wanted. The piano wires that I have work perfectly for mounting M2 wheels or green light wheels onto these, but for trying to bend the ends over, they were just too thick, so I had to revamp. And I wanted to find my I have those Matchbox replacement axles that are just, you put pins on either end, and that aluminum tubing I think would fit right in the end of this styrene, which is the outside diameter. The outside diameter is the same as this, so it fits on and it stays on. It's real nice. And but like I say, what I've been doing, you can see the difference in sizes on these axles. The one on the right is a later model axle like you can find in every mainline car today from Hot Wheels. And this is an old set of Capta wheels, and you can see the original piano wires straight axle is a lot thinner. So what I did was I cut the end off a modern axle, and I slid my I took one of my micro bits just opened up these nylon bushings that I got off that Dior that had those messed up axles, or spring axle. I have to get new axles for it, the spring type, this torsion bar type, and just used these two nylon bushings since they were correct and quick and easy. And I just, as you can see, I just put it in my, slid these, clipped the head off of the one end and put these over once I had opened them up, and just put that in my little tiny hobby vise, and took a hammer and just smacked it and cut the head off of it. And as you can see, it doesn't go anywhere, and it's the perfect length, and it fits right in there, and nobody's none the wiser when you put these in the car. So got the just interior painted a semi-gloss black. Be a nice touch. It look, blue would not work with orange. And let's go ahead and assemble this thing and put it on the rotating table and see what we have. So okay, here's where we started. Not a bad, it's a beautiful casting. It's got good lines. Everything seems to be in proportion, except for maybe the back rear quarters where the fender well openings are. But other than that, it's a great casting. Can't say that so much for the tampos on this car. They're just ridiculous. So this is what we started with, and I think we've made a major improvement, and here's where we are now. And here's where we ended up with our beautiful Spectre Flame orange imitation redline 1967 Chevelle. I'm going to be throwing a couple of these cool builds in. I did a couple off camera before I started doing these videos, and I had a lot of fun doing them. It's an easy way to get red lines. If, as you know, they're expensive as hell even to buy in junker form, and it's an easy way to build your own red lines if you don't have the money, or you don't want to spend the money on a factory original, or if you don't want to, you know, pay top dollar for a mint original. So this is another option. Like the Olds 442 is supposedly one of the most coveted red lines that ever was, and I would need my head examined if I wanted to buy a nice original, when Hot Wheels put out a casting that's so similar a couple years ago that you can take it and convert it to a red line just like I did, and put the factory stickers on it with the spoiler and everything. And in a showcase, it looks beautiful. I'm sure to the purist, Hot Wheels purist, this is all sacrilegious and all that stuff, but this is my journey. I do this for my own personal pleasure, and I like them in my showcase. I love Spectre Flame colors. They're bright, they're beautiful. They remind me of the Southern California colors, just like I did on my vans. That's, as you notice, a lot of my own touch builds, I do brighter colors. I like to be noticed, as far as even with my real cars. I like bright colors. So here you have it, the 1967 Chevelle Hot Wheels that was so cool it should have been a red line. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you enjoy your weekend. See you next week.